So in the mornings when I come out to my garden, I follow this stone path because the grass is usually wet with dew. So I follow this stone path till about here, and then to get to here, it's a little bit of a wet walk. So just going to show you, just walking through this. You can see that my shoes get significantly wet just from that little short walk in the grass. And so I wanted to do something about that. But before we get there, let's start with a quick garden tour and update. Some beautiful, oh, look at that. There is a honeybee in this pumpkin flower, and if I can get the right angle, that honeybee is covered in pollen. Look at his back legs. He is having a feast in there, or she is having a feast, I should say. But my first pumpkin is growing. I'm so excited. I come out and look at it every day. It looks like a watermelon right now, but I'm going to have hopefully at least one pumpkin. So I'm just very excited about that. So my squash, something has discovered my squash, because you can see this one here has been eaten quite a bit, and this little one here is eaten. I picked one yesterday that had bites all over it, so there's a couple of this one, not sure what's happening, but there's a couple little ones right there, but there's a good chance that, you know, they might get eaten too, so maybe I should bring those in sooner rather than later. But I actually don't mind that much because I'm up in ears with squash and making squash smoothies and squash bread, zucchini bread and stuff, trying to get it all eaten. So I don't really mind that some animal is feasting on them. I wonder if it's the dogs, because whenever I make zucchini, I will definitely cut little pieces and give it to them, and they love it. So I wonder if they've been out here snacking. A little bit worried about this leaf, but the rest of the plant seems okay. So I'm hoping this is not an indication of anything greater. And then my flowers over here, I just love, I love how this is growing like this sort of wild mass. But I wanted to point out some of my California apple blossom poppies. They were looking really nice yesterday. I'll throw up a picture, but these are definitely blooming. I'm getting a bunch of little poppies, so that's so exciting. So the scabiosa I had cut last time and put in a little box, it actually molded in that box. So I'm going to have to try again and cut some more flowers and either use them right away or maybe store them in the fridge or something, I guess. But you can see this has had tons of blooms, and a lot of them are spent now, but also still getting a bunch of new ones. So I'll probably come out here and cut a couple of these and maybe try dyeing with those. So that's kind of the update in the garden right now. Okay, so I spent a lot of time this week researching all of my different options for pavers, and there are a lot of options out there. There are, hey, excuse me. There are a lot of options out there. You've got glow in the dark ones, you've got every design you can think of, from animals to quotes to Celtic art. There were some really beautiful mosaic ones, but it was like $200 per square. So I loved those, but a little bit out of budget. I finally ended up choosing these ones that I got off of Amazon. So I thought we could open up the box together. After I had kind of taken a look at a whole bunch, I decided what I probably want is a cast iron sort of material. But okay, here we go. So okay, these are each pretty heavy. Oh, well, I thought they would be
be a little bit bigger, but I mean, this is enough to get a foot on. So this is I think it's a ginseng leaf. I liked the kind of greenish color. I thought it would sort of camouflage a bit into the grass. It wouldn't be so pronounced, but they would also be like strong, and the surface is, there are striations, there is a pattern on here, so it wouldn't be too slippery. And I'm not planning on, laying down like sand and doing like an official pathway. I'm taking the easy way out. I'm literally just gonna plop these on the grass. So I thought that it had enough sort of weight that they would eventually kind of just like settle and stay in place. I know there's a right way to put in pavers, but at this moment I'm by myself, and so there's a scope to which type of intensive projects I can take on. But let's go just like place these outside and see how they look.
All right, so I spent some time playing around with placement. I like tested out my stride, but now these pavers are in. They actually blend in, I think, really nicely. And then, all right, so now let's see like what our typical journey would be. So I walk this way and then step, 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 step. Ooh. And my shoes don't have to get as wet. I am kind of like taking big strides. I do have long legs, so that's okay. The thing about these pavers is I also kind of figured if I want to eventually move them, I could kind of lay them in the gravel here and they would look really nice as kind of just like an artistic feature. They are like, even though I literally just plopped them on the ground, they are even already pretty stable. So I think this one is slightly uneven, but I think just given a little bit of time, they'll kind of sink in naturally. Since we're out here, I'll show you one kind of sad thing. The same animal that's been eating my zucchinis started munching on my pumpkin that was growing. I'm so sad. My one pumpkin is, so I don't know how it's, like I'm gonna leave it, but I don't know like if it's gonna survive, and it's like not gonna be obviously like a pretty pumpkin because it's gonna have a big bite out of it, and I just wonder, any pumpkin that grows, is the animal gonna come and just eat that too? So that's a disappointment, but at least I could get the pumpkin to kind of grow in the first place, so I'm happy about that. So I'll take my wins where I can get them, and it's an excuse to go pumpkin picking in the fall because I love pumpkin picking. So there's a positive way to see everything. All right, that might be it for this week. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.